Good evening. I want to make a part two video on street justice and a time when I wouldn't say that I wouldn't say anyone should do anything like this. You certainly shouldn't violate the law. You should consult an attorney before taking any kind of action. You should certainly have an attorney on retainer. But there's a lot of situations in this country right now to where if you're willing to take the risks, there's plenty of street justice that is just. As I pointed out earlier, you need to be a rational person. You need to be evidence-based in your decision making. Going on somebody's word on an accusation is dangerous business. It's often wrong for different reasons, sometimes because the person doesn't know what they're saying, or they're dealing with past trauma, or they're confused. Sometimes they're true, but you need to be real careful about taking accusations alone. But I'll give you an example where there was no accusations involved. It was just me watching people do bad stuff and deciding to do something about it. I was in a situation where I did this for years. The police know, everybody knows, I got arrested for it multiple times, but I sold cannabis and psychedelics in San Francisco for a long time. And I was doing that and hanging out in a park in a different area of town than normal for a little while. And there was some bad people that coming into that park and harassing women and kids. For example, there was one that I made a regular, he got a lot of attention from me. He would go around trying to get money from people, but he would specifically target women with small children, often, especially he liked ones with strollers. He would stand over their toddler, completely insane, completely doped out of his head, scary to most people. And he would stand over their toddlers, their children, and scratch his head like he was dropping lice onto them. Or like he was going to hurt them, like he was trying to scare them into giving him money. And he was just a piece of crap dopehead. And I have empathy for people who have addictions, if their problem is their addiction, or they say the wrong things. Maybe they're irresponsible or something. I don't hate those people. I don't want them to be hurt. But if your addiction leads you to harass women with small children so you can get a few bucks for your crappy dope, I got a problem with you. And I punched quite a few people like that. And I mentioned in the earlier video about the guy who went to attack kids. This guy walks around this brand new playground in Dolores Park in the Mission, and he's carrying all his stuff in a trash bag because he just got let out of jail or prison. And he's walking real slow, staring at the kids as he walks around the playground. I'm watching him from the top of the hill. And he goes around, ducks behind a retaining wall in the middle of the playground. So I roll down on my bike, and by the time I get down there, he's already got his glass pipe out, smoking it, doing dope. He's and then he looks at me and blows it in the direction. And there's these like 5-year-old kids, 4 years old maybe like kindergarten, maybe preschool or something, age kids, and he's blowing fentanyl smoke at them, and God knows what else is in it. And I wanted to just, well, I mean, I can't say what I would have done had we not been in the middle of like 30 children, 30 small children. But I don't want to traumatize the kids anymore. They already see enough in San Francisco. It's criminal how children are treated in that city. And so I told the guy to leave. And he starts cussing at me in Spanish. He's got a bunch of prison tattoos. He grabs his bag of his trash bag of stuff and starts walking back the way he came around the playground. And then he stops and drops his bag and pulls out a wooden post holding up a new tree, right? But it's like 3-4 inches in diameter, like 8 feet long, a round one. And he picks it up and starts climbing over the fence to go back down into the playground towards a bunch of little children. So I grab his shirt. He swings at me. I punched him. He missed. I got him. And then he takes off running up the hill next to the playground. And I turn around and grab my backpack and my mountain bike and then turn back around to go chasing him. And he's already running back down the hill at me with this post up over his head like a ninja sword. Double-handed ninja sword style above his head. And all I had, he was already swinging it. By the time I turned around and realized what was going on, it was coming at me real quick. And all I had time to do was put my head down towards the ground, just bend over at the waist. And I took the entire weight of it across my back. And it almost knocked me down. He got me good. He hit me hard. And then he takes off running, so I'm chasing him. In the middle of this, while I'm chasing him after he hit me, there's like 3 dog walkers there with dogs, and they let go of all these dogs, so there's like 30 dogs, 20, 30 dogs around us. He's trying to swing at me, I'm trying to swing at him, he's trying to run away, and there's all these dogs around us barking. Some of them are trying to nip at our ankles. They don't know who the good guy is and who the bad guy is, and neither do the dog walkers. They weren't, most people aren't paying attention to the homeless guys. And he ends up getting away from me a little bit. I think I went and grabbed my stuff again, is what happened. And so he got a little ahead of me. And I'm chasing him around the park, and he gets back around to the other opposite side of the park and then starts walking towards the playground again. And I'm chasing him. I'm not going to, let him go back in the playground and start attacking little kids, right? And then a police car shows up, siren on, lights on. He takes off running, and they end up catching him. They held him in jail for 3 months, not for smoking fentanyl and blowing it at 35-year-old children, but for hitting me with a weapon. And then they dropped the case and let him out. He's a foreign, violent guy, didn't speak English. I guarantee you he wasn't here legally. And he's smoking dope, blowing it at children, and then trying to attack him in a park when he's told he can't smoke dope in the playground. When you can smoke dope anywhere in San Francisco. Really, you could smoke in front of your fentanyl in front of the police station. They're not going to do anything about it. So the fact that he had to do it there was just beyond my ability to control myself. And the sheriff called me a hero for it. The police didn't. I told him what happened. You have to be careful talking to the police, but my actions were all legally justified under California self-defense law. And his behavior was so obscene that the cops weren't going to bust me for it. So, that's an example of when street justice is sometimes necessary. Sometimes you have to step in and just do the right thing, even if you don't know how it's all going to play out. You just have to do the right thing. And in a place like San Francisco, where there is no rule of law, it's even more important. And the good news is when there's no rule of law, you're less likely to be punished as well. But don't do that. Don't take the law into your own hands. Consult an attorney and get one on retainer before you do, because it could end up really bad, especially if you're not in a place like San Francisco. And you don't want to get things wrong. I don't think that street justice on accusations alone is a good thing. But if you see someone trying to hurt kids, it feels really good to be the guy who chose to stand up and do something about it. It feels good. God bless. Hit all the buttons. Peace to the peaceful. God bless.